Hey everyone, it's Heather Marie from Bridal Smile, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to do a bridal makeup. I have had a request for it from a client. Her name's April, and she's getting married in June, which is very exciting. So I told her I would put this together since I've kind of figured out a little bit of iMovie, so we'll see how this goes. Some things you need to know about doing bridal makeup would be the biggest thing is to do something natural, something that's still you, kind of going with your style, but you kind of want to up it a little bit. Really focus on maybe doing some eyeliner. It really just depends, and it really depends on the colors that you're using for your wedding. So I'm just going to start pretty basic and see how it goes. And then if anybody has any questions, you guys could just ask me. So for now, let's just say you're going for more of a natural look for bridal. Let's start with a little bit of moisturizer. And what I like to do is I like to apply everything with my foundation brush from MAC, which is probably my favorite thing in the world. It's really soft and natural because you want to make sure your skin's really smooth and hydrated. You don't want to get that kind of weird dry skin look. You don't want anything to look like it's peeling. So kind of keeps everything pretty smooth. I'm going to do a little bit of my MAC Select Cover Up that I use for concealer. You want to do everything you can to prevent any sort of shadows or anything under the eyes. You don't want anything to look too dark, especially with pictures. So I like to try to get right underneath there. And I like to kind of brush it onto my skin, especially if you have some natural redness. You want to kind of cover that up a bit. And what I do is I have a little rag here that I like to get any excess off with. So I kind of blend everything in. Okay, now that that's all blended, I like to start again, or move on with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. This thing is amazing. It lasts a really long time, and it keeps the color really fresh. It prevents it from creasing, which is great because you have a very long day as far as weddings go, or just in general. It's good to kind of have that. I use it every day. And I like to just put that over my eyelid. You want to have a decent amount, not too much. You don't want anything to look cakey. I've never actually had a problem with this being cakey, but just to be cautious, you don't want to make it put too much there. But this stuff definitely keeps your eyeshadow on all day. I've seriously never had my eyeshadow crease from this stuff ever. So I pretty much swear by it. Alright, so with your foundation, I usually prefer to use powder. I don't really like to use liquid. Again, I've kind of explained that in a previous blog. For me personally, powder just works. The best thing too, the Studio Fix has a lot of coverage. You can add more if you want, or you can make it really sheer and just add one application. Also for weddings, you want to make sure that you're using a color that's going to be a little, you obviously don't want anything that's going to be dark, but you just want to make sure that everything blends really well, and you want to make sure you have some nice color. Maybe even take a picture of yourself, either with like a phone or a digital camera, just something that's going to let you get an idea of where your color sits with flash. So that way, especially if you're doing this yourself. Usually with this stuff, I really only do like one application. But in this case, if you're doing a bridal and you really want to make sure it's on there nice and clean, you could do a couple applications. Stuff is very light. So I'm going to put this all over. And I'm also going to put it on my eyelids to kind of help the eyeshadow base set. So when it comes to blush, which I'm about to apply, you want to pick a color that's going to show up really nice, something very soft, something that's going to make you glow. I actually just picked up a new color by MAC called Blush Baby, which I actually really, really like. It's really pretty. It's very soft. It's like a very natural pinky flesh sort of a tone. It's awesome. Probably going to be my new favorite at this point. So the biggest thing is when you're applying blush, you could tell it's starting to really bring out color, is I always start from the back of my cheek. I never start from the apple of my cheek going back, because you end up getting this really crazy kind of, I'm sure you guys have all seen it, where it looks like someone just planted the blush right in one spot and there's so much buildup, and then it just looks like this big round, I don't know. We've all seen it. You know what I'm talking about. So, working my way forward and round, or in circular motions, more like. And I like to stop just about you know, like about here. You know, almost at the corner of your eye going in. Nothing, I don't want to, if you end up going too far, you start to drag your face down, and you don't want to do that. With pictures, you want to put a decent amount of color on, because maybe to you it might seem like too much at first. Maybe just do it gradually so you don't go too crazy, but you're definitely going to want some color in your pictures. You have to really focus on that. That's going to be your biggest thing, are those pictures, because those are going to last forever. So you want to do really short strokes with the brush, and you want to make sure that you're not putting too much powder on. So what you want to do is you want to put it in the color, put it on your brush, just kind of dab it, knock it off the brush, and then just apply. Okay, so now I got my eyebrows on, everything's good to go. Now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So this is the biggest thing about being about doing your bridal makeup. So you want to make sure that you have some colors. You know, maybe even go to a MAC or any store, any place that you feel you really like the makeup, obviously, and the makeup line. Go to them, and you have them try on a couple colors, something that goes with the flow of your wedding and the color scheme and everything like that. I just picked up also this new brush by MAC. I believe it's the number 222. This brush is actually awesome. It's very soft. It's really easy to blend. Probably my new favorite as well. I like to start off with the base color. I'm really into Shroom. It has some shimmer to it. If you really don't like shimmer, then you could always go with, I think my mother just picked up Bridal, which is a really good one as well. So I'm just going to put this all over my eyelid as my base color. So now you want to just start you want to keep it very simple. I use a lot of colors when I apply my makeup. It's completely unnecessary, but it's just something that I choose to do. I just love throwing colors together. So, you want to start using neutral colors. Like I said, it's going to be more of a natural look. Use that one just on my eyelid. I don't want to do anything to push back my eyelids too much, because I have really heavy eyelids. And anything that any shadow that starts to get darker and darker is going to start closing my eye in. So I try to stay away from those on the actual eyelid and stick to more of the natural colors. It all just depends on the shape of your lids. But for me personally, I have to keep it like that. Blend it out. I'm going to use a little bit of the Girly Satin Finish eyeshadow by MAC. Obviously, I use all MAC. Kind of have to. Except for my brow color, I use Benefit. But I'm just going to do a little bit of this just on the crease a little bit. Just because I think the color is really pretty. Soft little pink color. I'm also going to try for the Brown Script by MAC. It's got like a nice little reddish brown tone to it. And I'm going to put that in the crease around the corners of my eyes, just to kind of make them pop a little bit. Nothing too crazy. I'm just going to use that as my contour. And what I do is I just go basically, you can see the motion is just side to side. I mean, this brush is so soft. It really kind of just blends out by itself. I don't have to struggle too much with it, that's a good brush for you right there. You don't have to do too much to get it to do what you want it to do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply some eyeliner. Eyeliner, again, is one thing that's going to make your eyes either appear smaller, or it's going to make it appear bigger, depending on how you're applying it. As you can see, I have a really nice clean line here. I'm just keeping it really simple. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not going to try to wing it out or anything crazy like that. Like I said, I'm doing more of a natural look. For me personally, I don't really want to close in my eyes too much, but maybe I'll add a little bit of liner just on this outer corner. Okay, so now that I got everything going, I'm going to use my Zoom Lash Mascara in black. could do fake lashes if you feel comfortable with it, if you've ever worn them before. I would recommend, if you haven't, to do that prior to the wedding. I would wear them out. Maybe it's when you're doing like your trial makeup and you're kind of practicing. If you have a makeup artist or if you're doing it yourself, but you want to make sure that you try them first, definitely, because it feels really weird when you do fake eyelashes. I'm not going to do that today because I'm trying to keep it fairly simple. And I'm also going to do underneath. If I'm going for something a little bit more natural, maybe I would use lipstick. I feel like lipstick's too cakey personally for me, so I never wear lipstick. But I usually like to do on my bridal makeups at work, or, you know, whenever I do any sort of bridal makeup, I love to make sure I do gloss and lip liner. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Nothing too crazy. Put liner on my lips. I just apply it just a little bit around the edges. And then I just blend it together and voila. You got yourself a makeup application. You could do bridal. You could wear this every day. So hopefully that was pretty simple. If you have any questions, you guys can email me at heathermariesmile@gmail.com, or you could just add me on Facebook. I say us as if there's more than one person, but it's just me. You can add me on Facebook at Paper Doll Smile. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little demo, and I will be doing more because I feel like it's pretty fun, actually. So that's pretty much it. Have fun. Let me know if you have any questions.